win power sort of thing is that one of them will pop off in one map in the series, and then the very next map it will be the other twin. It feels like they can't actually perform well on the same map, but what's really cool is one of them pops off on one map, and then there's the second map, and then Naomi will be performing. She's got really good clutch potential, Naomi. That's something that I want to highlight and put out and adopt, but it looks like we are headed straight into the game. NIP, of course, starting on the CT side because this is Team Spirit's map pick.
Super excited to see where this one will go. I see a couple of flashes and smokes being pulled up here by Team Spirit. And so far, a large train out in towards the apartments. A potential contact execute here to be lining up. And how will NIP respond?
Oh, Naomi does miss a couple of shots, and in actual fact, it's all a little bit of a fake. It's misdirection. Zia boosted up in the window, but Astra's ready for her.
Jammie does respond though, so Naomi taken out. So perhaps a way to go back into the B site. So short has been taken. Now a top con smoke here used by Team Spirit, so that could gain them some ground. And indeed, that bomb is making its way back into apartments, while another player walking over towards short. So they, well, excuse me, no, Jammie fell back, moved into underpass. So the original plan which they wanted to execute with that train going out of apartments, they're going to go back to that. There's plenty of time left, and there is also still a flashbang in the hands of Mirage. Will now be popped. pauliiee completely blind. Now that means Kiara needs to pop off. That is one already. Spots one more, and pauliiee deals with that one. So far, so good here for NIP. They're looking for more. There's Kiara, though, tagged up, so there is a bit of wiggle room. But with that bomb being dropped, and the time is suddenly starting to tick here for Mirage.
Who thinks this is definitely possible? Jenkon actually finds Kiara, but in conjunction with that, she also deals with Mirage. So no harm, no foul. It's not too bad for NIP. I like the idea from Team Spirit. I just feel like it's a little bit overcomplicated. You get your player in towards jungle. The original plan was, well, we fake out B. If we can get control in towards mid, we can then start wrapping on NIP. The rotations get split up, and then we can hit a bomb site. Instead, ASTRA accounts for the mid play. The top connector smoke doesn't pull a rotation. And for NIP, they're just ready and raring to go on that B bomb site. Simple stuff. Comes close with a couple of dinks, but ultimately CT side will prevail.
Yeah, because of the lack of a bomb plant here, Team Spirit will have to play it out with just some Glocks here. Not a single flash. Just hoping to go full contact. Most likely once more. I see where there is an opening. So far, they tried to show some skin towards the apartments again. But a bit hesitant, so they move into top middle instead.
Yeah, this is Operation Bomb Plant for Team Spirit, if they can manage it. But it feels a little bit difficult. Flashbang in, pauliiee just spotting for information. ASTRA in the window as well. With the M4 run boost fails, and that's the bomb just dropped right in the open. That's a little bit rough for pauliiee and ASTRA. It should be clean-up duty.
Everyone just tapping away. There we go. And it's a very nice, clean run coming out of NIP. This is what you like to see. Build up that economy. But of course, for Team Spirit right now, this is their shot. Get that first full buy up on the table. Full on 8Ks. Good chunk of util. And now, of course, the only piece that is missing is a strategy. What is the plan going to be here for Team Spirit?
Yeah, mid control definitely a priority, as it should be on Mirage. But then the question mark that most teams face is, well, once we've got the control, what do we end up doing with it? Obviously, such a powerful position to have because it enables splits in to either bomb site. Double up from NIP in towards ramp. You want to use the SMGs at close quarters. Try and overwhelm the investment just put forward by Team Spirit.
Slowly taking control of that middle, so they deal with connector for the time being, but Naomi jiggling around the corner here from short, and here's all that util there as well. So instead, tries to delay, Creeping close, here's the footsteps, and gets that kill. Very important, but no, an instant swing right back here for Saya. That's important to keep those numbers even. And it caused a bit of a shake-up here for NIP. They're a bit hesitant, not too sure where Team Spirit want to head towards, so you can easily see a rotation coming out, an overstep here from ASTRA.
Yeah, really nicely done. Crucial kill coming up. Jenkon onto Mirage. Crosshair goes slightly above Mirage's head, and she does deal with Jenkon. Sunside can now just sit into ladder, cut off these rotations, although on a swivel, Kiara will find a 2 versus 3. Mirage is low. Might be worth a look in for NIP.
Especially considering the bank that they still have. They have multiple incendiary. Will be deploying one, and they know that corner is clear. Now they need to do a tinker. That is a good trade, but ultimately now it's a 1 versus 2. And with that molly being used in towards Palace, so much intel game. The T's just need to sit on tight. And with that, a very nice round for Team Spirit here to be picking up.
Yeah, really like that mid round from Team Spirit because they take middle, they get the opening kill over towards short, and they immediately take the space. And then what do? They sit back, they wait for NIP to either over-rotate or overstep looking for information. That happens in towards jungle, the middle of the map. It's Zia getting 1 more kill on towards ASTRA. And from there, the world is Team Spirit's oyster. That was really nicely done, capitalizing upon the mistakes that NIP made.
So immediately after Team Spirit put so much pressure up on middle last round, NIP looking for some answers, try to flash in. But a counter flash here of Team Spirit as well, so they back off for the time being. There we go, another one. And now they are going on a hunt. Need to be careful, get a good ding out. Jammie is low. But the firepower is still here, not quite aware that Sunside is here in underpass.
Yeah, good kill on pauliiee. Now, Naomi wants to try and support ASTRA in connector, but there's a little bit of a pinch coming in from underpass, which has already been revealed. Team Spirit, again, very hesitant, very disciplined in their approach. Smoke on top connector, it's actually completely missed. So that allows ASTRA a little bit more wiggle room to try and find information.
Definitely aware of the mid compromise, so hopes out to spot maybe a cross into short. To be careful that no one had already been boosted up in the window, but the time certainly will start to tick. Team Spirit need to make a move. That bomb is lurking in apartments, so ideally you want those 2 players to cross into short with a kill once again on ASTRA. Such a pivotal point on the map is completely open, but there's 2 trade kills, and now Jenkon, what much more can you do? You need 2 more to be finding, and a bomb already has been planted.
Yeah, no kit, so needs to get a move on, no utility either, so that gets a bit difficult for Jenkon. Can try and isolate these fights, but Team Spirit are really positioned well in this off plant. Tucked in behind the bench, Zia on an off angle as well. She takes first contact, Tinker could just sit down in, which doesn't even need her. Zia, a critical headshot. Really enjoying this slow pace of the round. Again, ASTRA overstepping in towards the window, swings, spots a player, instantly gets removed, and that's the accelerator. That's the go signal for Team Spirit. They split onto the B bomb site perfectly.
Yeah, it's I guess the lack of information from NIP that makes ASTRA or sort of forces her to go out, take a peek, get that information, but it comes at a very big cost. Because, you know, you can be a bit more passive, just hold the cross. But, you know, you're not going to be having perhaps the information on time to get those rotations out. So ultimately, 2 rounds in a row lost. Check on the pistols here for NIP. So far, so good here, though, for Team Spirit.
Yeah, typically when you lose middle, your response on the CT side is to push an extremity. Whether that's in towards B apps, whether that's in towards ramp. But hold on a second, because the USPs have pushed mid, and they found 3 kills. AK's upgraded, no armor. I'll be honest, in the 2 versus 2, it might be worth having a little bit of a look in. Jenkon creeping up towards the steps. Remember, there's no defuse kits because there was no investment from NIP. So they need to get a little bit of a move on. Molly goes deep, not in towards CT.
It's planted default here as well, so Ultimately, you should have some sort of sense where it is planted for, but there's a lack of armor here for the NIP players as well. And no kit. You want to see if you can make it a bit more costly. That at least gets the job done. Not quite a round, but ultimately, considering that was 0 investment, a very good round.
Yeah, for sure. You have the conversation piece about whether you actually want to just save the AKs because you haven't got armor. But in a 2 versus 2 like that, you've got nothing to lose if you're NIP. The only caveat is that now you have to dip into the pockets a little bit more, which means ASTRA can't afford an AWP. It's pure rifles, and Zia, well, she's got a sniper of her own.
Yeah, first AWP here coming out. For the time being, once again, Team Spirit take it very slow, not showing any skin whatsoever. And they are perhaps predicting some sort of push, which definitely seems to be quite the case. NIP sending 2 players down into middle. Jammie is holding it for the time being, having the AWP on the back as well. A good flashbang though, but Sunside and Jammie grab both of the kills.
Yeah, this is awesome. Team Spirit this time pump the brakes in towards middle after applying so much pressure there after previous gun rounds, expecting a reaction, and they definitely got one. pauliiee brings the advantage slightly back into NIP's favor, but Zia and Jammie instantly reply. It's just jenkon remaining. Team Spirit know that she's the A player, and well, they already find her out. Sunside with the killing blow. 4 rounds for Team Spirit.
Yeah, pressure is back on. The economy is not looking great at all here for Ninjas in Pajamas. So, yeah, will be a bit of a pistol buy. That's it. Maybe they could do something crazy like what they did when they were on the bare USPs. But ultimately, a very tough job, and Team Spirit already walking away with a lot stronger round here on the T side.
Yeah, really impressed with the game plan here coming out from Team Spirit. This time it's a lot more of the same. It's a much more regimented default. No, the economy is a little bit low for NIP, and Jammie, well, we spoke about her before we got into the series, and she's having an exceptional time on this half so far.
Once again, a bit of scouting here from NIP. They know that there's presence once again. Right as they peek, both of them go down. It's up on the shoulders of pauliiee here, all by herself on this A site. Does have a deagle in hand, but a lot of angles to be clearing. That's at least one, but a good flashbang upon her, and with that, a free kill here from Mirage to be picking up. So, if they can keep it at that single loss, it's a very nice clean round coming out of Team Spirit. Kiara just hoping she can make it a bit more costly. Spots the shoulder, but no, Sunset is simply quick on the trigger. So this, once again, it looks very solid. That money is slowly starting to build up. And if you're Ninjas in Pajamas right now, yeah, something needs to change.
Yeah, you'd be a little bit concerned. Round number 8, the first time we see ASTRA wield an AWP. I'd really like to see some early control being taken by NIP, whether that's through underpass, whether that's through ramp. Just needs some sort of control, because right now you're giving a lot of respect over to Team Spirit.
Seems that they want to make middle work a bit more, flashing in. Lots of Yuta already being used. But Jammie keeps them busy for the time being. Pretty much single-handedly sitting top box, while the rest being very patient, waiting out that smoke on the A ramp instead. And most likely once it fades, going to be creeping on out. So far, no support utility. It's just going to be going out bare. And ASTRA has already spotted them, frozen a nade and a flashbang, and will delay them and sort of separate Team Spirit here.
Yeah, pauliiee with one. Oh, good flashbang thrown in by NIP. Good protocol, but Jammie deals with Naomi in middle. And that causes just players to turn their heads for a second. Full commitment for Team Spirit is in towards this A bomb site. pauliiee holding the cross. Big find. Sunside's removed.
The bomber still dropped on the side as well. A very tricky and open spot for it to be grabbed. Jammie will come in with an amazing flank. But certainly, there's not that much time to work with. You also still need to get that bomb and get it planted. Now, at least that smoke to deal with connector for the time being. There's only one player there. CT is the main problem. Oh, a great tag up on Sire. Not quite the kill just yet, but that means Jammie can now get activated. The timing is working 2-0. Now 10 seconds. You need to get that bomb down, and jenkon is the only one that can deny it.
And she won't be. My goodness, when Team Spirit falls silent for about 25 seconds, wait for Jammie's lurk. You think someone surely has got to go back and check this. It was actually a player on short. Fell back in to check the bomb site, but the timing completely eludes NIP. I think it was jenkon. She did check it temporarily, but Jammie had already made it through the gap. Tactical timeout now being called because this game is starting to spiral and snowball in favor of Team Spirit. And what I'm really enjoying is not only the game plan and the variation of rounds being thrown in by Team Spirit, but they're mid-rounding. They're understanding and they're in clear communication with each other what needs to be adjusted. We will hold back. We will not peek. We'll wait for Jammie to then make the next move. As soon as Jammie takes the contact, then they explode onto the bomb site. It is really good. And that's exactly what you were asking for, Veerless. A good team effort from Team Spirit.
Yeah, we were talking about Jammie being super quiet in the 3 games that they've played so far. Well, definitely not on this first map. 11 in 5 for the time being. And also Saya, which we have seen perform really well, Sunside as well. So I think the two that have been performing well, they do once again very good. But, you know, now, as you were saying, it is a bit more of a team effort. And you can see how many more openings they're able to get.
Should always be another Team Spirit round. Obviously, economy is in limbo right now for NIP. So it's a case for the T side of seeing how many casualties you can get away with. And what I mean by that is you want it to be kind of a flawless round. Keep 5 alive. 1 kill here or there for NIP is not the end of the world, but 2 or 3, that's where it starts to get a little bit expensive.
Once again, Team Spirit, they play it very slow, just lining up their util. Good flashbang, pauliiee can't do much, just hears all the footsteps, and with that, 2 players immediately taken out. They're looking for even more, but no, everything gets denied. NIP, yeah, the answer is they need to come on the buy round instead. We actually saw a timeout being called when they were on that half buy.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm expecting a lot here to come out of this round.
Yeah, for sure. And what you got to consider is, throughout the online season, NIP have played Mirage 3 times. So that's 3 weeks of coverage that Team Spirit can go and research. They've certainly done their homework and know exactly how to counter NIP. What's really interesting is the rounds that NIP win, it's purely 50-50 in terms of they do well equally on CT and T side. So it's not a lost cause just yet, but it looks incredible right now for Team Spirit, who are, again, playing a patience game, waiting for NIP to drain away their utility. pauliiee's playing anti-flash in mid. First contact will be taken by ASTRA in connector, and she does secure, oh, not 1, but 2. That is exactly the lifeline that NIP needed.
It's so good. You still have a pauliiee here, which is probably an angle that won't be checked because all the attention is right up on ASTRA. And there we go. She gets another, but so does pauliiee. Middle is on complete lockdown. And I was sort of waiting for ASTRA to finally pop off because she had been a bit more quiet. Obviously, economy not really working in NIP's favor, so she can't quite afford the AWP most of the times. But now that it is once again in her hands, it's looking solid.
Tinker, what can she achieve here in the 1 versus 5? Damage would be a good thing. Accelerates, tries to isolate, but the entirety of the ninjas just swarm on her position. And just as we're praising the fundamentals, just we're praising the utility usage for the attack inside, they go 1 by 1 by 1. There was another kill in there. I thought the highlight was going to get the third one. But regardless, ASTRA on the 3K. There's no util. There's no flashbangs. There's nothing. It's just dry contact. Trying to get the immediate trade, and ASTRA is holding the line, and you do not give her any opportunity because she will take it. This one's much faster. Straight in towards A.
Immediate execute. So far, it looks very solid. They definitely do a good job of keeping those CTs at bay. Oh, and with that, that is jenkon immediately out, trying to still get something done with the high ground. And now, they just completely swarm the site. Nothing that these CTs can do. And Team Spirit is looking for answers immediately.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Kiara has had a little bit of a quiet one this game. Oh, actually, does do some damage onto the bomb planter. But a 1 versus 4 seems a little bit out of reach. Maybe you can try and save onto ASTRA's AWP over at B, or give it a fighting chance. Significant damage onto a couple of players, but not quite the kill conversion. And she is being flanked upon as well by Jammie. Always there in the back lines. 123 ADR. But with that one, NIP thought it was going to be more of a B play. They actually had 3 players over. The AWP of ASTRA, who we've seen over towards window, connector, and CT on A, this time started out short. And the execute was really cool. What I like from Team Spirit is before they even plant the bomb, they take space beyond the bomb site, flashing through the smokes up high, deal with the common positions such as tickets, such as stairs, and they've got so much more room to maneuver.
There is more cash in the bank still of NIP, so once again, they can try. But the gap certainly is present between these two teams. So once again, if you're NIP, you want to get the round, because suddenly there's not that many rounds here to be playing for in this first half. Now, once again, they're hoping to contest here for middle. Send in a counter smoke with a bit of a gap inside of it. So jenkon, for the time being, can just look right into underpass, but also is careful. And now gets flashed through. Trying to apply that pressure on top boxes. Is she going to be expecting another player? She is looking for it. But also needs to be careful. That's the kill up on underpass. And the pressure is delivered.
That's an insane kill from jenkon. The fact that she gets out alive. Now NIP can reset. Recalibrate into different positions. Emphasis on Naomi over towards short. Puts a smoke down to eliminate an angle. And jenkon can slide in to watch Palace. ASTRA peeking, trying to secure. But Mirage is climbing in the window. That's been heard by jenkon.
A bit of a misstep. And I think Team Spirit will have to abort that plan. Hope that maybe NIP fall for the bait instead. But jenkon is looking the right way. Throws the Molotov in time. Grabs the gun. Not quite the second kill. But so much time has already been chipped away. Now only 15 seconds. ASTRA, a missed shot. Maybe a very crucial one, but a second one won't miss. And now one more to be finding. Runs through the molly. Won't deny that bomb plant. And actually an opportunity here still ahead for Tinker. Was very close. Not quite anything more that she can get done. Still good effort though by Team Spirit.
Yeah, that was really dicey at the end there by ASTRA. Just seems very keen to try and get the last kill. Even falls off ticket in anticipation for Jammie. But honestly, X factor here is jenkon. And something you might have noticed in a couple of these rounds now, the vent paneling over towards window has remained unbroken. NIP have not been destroying that on the CT side. And that's because ever since Jammie got that kill from the flank, they thought she came through jungle. So it's an audio cue. And that means they think that she could never be in the back lines again. It's small micro, but it's for advantages.
It looks like they want to go for somewhat of a similar plan. Team Spirit, 4 of them lining up. No one actively holding Brand, but that means Zaya can slowly start to creep out. And even while getting tagged, she still gets the kill. Tinker now helps her out. So they keep that player advantage, but the problem maybe is ahead. 2 players definitely tagged up low, but at least they can take the side.
Oh, however, with that smoke, that invites Naomi to walk a little bit further forward. bomb not yet crossed. Oh, actually, it has. Over towards triple. Really good incendiary. Or is it? No, nothing doing. Doesn't land in time. And doesn't spread to the back of the bomb site. ASTRA throwing in her utility. Jammie's going to be forced forward by it. Just on the shoulder peak. Such tight crossfires. Trying to be woven. Jammie with the multi-kill. All of the kills coming in for Team Spirit. A really successful afterplant. Rather than taking space, they fight from within. But the crossfires established are so well achieved.
It's so well played. Honestly, you know, this opening kill already, it should have been punished from the get-go. But there was still so much wiggle room. And I think ultimately, the ideas were there coming out of NIP. So they knew exactly that there was a player behind triple box. And I guess the timing and the placement of their util not quite as sharp as we are used to seeing coming out of them. So yeah, very rough. Team Spirit most likely can get double digits unless they make things dicey. They go for a rush down into middle, make things super tricky for that AWP.
Yeah, they do. And they've actually picked it up. Moraltis gets dinked. pauliiee in the site actually is dealt with by Tinker. That bomb needs to get out of middle. But fortunately, the Team Spirit, oh my goodness me, they're running right by her. Sunside with 2. How on earth does that get overlooked? I swear, NIP were just staring right at her.
They bumped into each other, but I guess they just didn't notice. Oh, man.
My voice
Talk about unlucky.
That's how exciting that was. Like,
Oh, well, one more round here to be playing for in this first half. NIP, you certainly need to get that 5th up off the table. Because right now, this scoreline is looking scary.
I mean, Team Spirit have done more than enough. 10 rounds on the T side against the leaders of Group A. What a statement this is.
Also on the flip side, by the way, Na'Vi against Guild, currently 8-4 in favor of Na'Vi. I think that is pretty much going by the book so far, but maybe Guild can make it a bit closer. All right, here, yeah, who's going to be picking up this last round?
That's on Mirage as well, which is quite cool. Similar veto. That one for Na'Vi and Guild. Mirage first map, Ancient second map, Decider of Inferno. Meanwhile, in the deciding conclusion to this first half, Team Spirit start to smoke their way forward. But there's only one smoke, so that might think to NIP, that might give an indication that they're not actually here. But they are. There's a lot of players about to go through ramp.
Team Spirit have really been liking this. Now jenkon is peeking, spots one player. Bit hesitant, wants to flash instead, but now gets naded at Molly, so you need to be careful. The pressure is up on ASTRA right now. pauliiee gets the second, and suddenly this defense is looking a lot crisper.
Yeah, it's all ASTRA. 3 kills. That's the bomb down. Jammie up to her usual shenanigans, but this time it is being held by pauliiee. But a really good adjustment from Jammie. The issue is time. 10 seconds left. Zia will deliver a kill on the Deagle, but there's simply no time to get the bomb, plant, and try and clutch up. So this will be a 5th round on the board. A lifeline for NIP as the sides swap over.
Going down, down with you. If you're going down, down with you, someone new. Put me through hell now, feeling way too pretty to even try to deal with petty little things like you. Go ahead and stir up drama, spill the tea, my friend. Karma's listening to you. Scandalous is all for show. Scandalous is all I know. You signed up for so much more. Talk that talk behind my back. Whisper about me, how about that? Can't get enough, just like a drug. You know, all my name is on your lips. Cold sweats, regrets, can't resist. Shake, jack like that, I'm blowing up. I guess I got a fan club. I guess I got a fan club. Yes, I got a fan club. Go ahead. Talk that talk behind my back. Whisper about me, how about that? Can't get enough, just like a drug. You know, all my name is on your lips. Cold sweats, regrets, can't resist. Shake, jack like
Well, Team Spirit, I guess they certainly are feeling their spirit because so far they've already made double digits here and they're on a roll. 10-5 as we speak. Ninjas in pajamas are desperate to crawl back because on paper, you know, they are the strongest team here, perhaps in the entire group.
Look at this proactiveness coming out of the CT side early. Double push underpass. Run boost over for Jenkon. Molly in the window. It's a lot of control out middle, but it's so much information for Team Spirit. But it might all be for nothing, given the pace of NIP.
Jammie does spot one, immediately takes that one out as well. Good job so far. Gets actually another. And now Sunsight, all that information has been gathered up. 3 of them coming and running out of con. Looking to sandwich, get that bomb planter as well. Not quite the case just yet. Actually, ASTRA and pauliiee grab a kill each and make it a 2-on-2.
Oh, smoke on the bomb. Zia has got a kit as well, so she could just potentially stick it. That would really force the hand, but Tinker overextends. Zia, not yet on the defusal now, will start to fake off it. Just trying to play around the smoke. Good isolation. And now she's going to go for the full commitment. Naomi actually knocks her off it and hits the headshot as well. It comes down to the wire, but NIP, it's a critical round to win.
Got a bit of indecisiveness there coming out of Zia, because that was a smoke, it was a kit, and, you know, in that type of scenario, it is NIP who would have to come back out, try and get that diffuser, but instead, I guess, just so desperate in order to go for the fight. But there was a smoke sort of in front of her, so it was a very awkward situation with that. NIP grabbed that pistol on the way to crawl back on the scoreboard.
Oh, look at this little stack coming in. Take it off the silencer of the USP. It's either for style points or it's to hide the barrel. Naomi and the gang waiting patiently in middle. Just going about their business. The issue and the scary part is, Vilas, is it looks like they're split into B, and that is where everyone, and I mean everyone, of Team Spirit is currently gathered.
As long as they do a good job of clearing the site, it shouldn't be an issue, but you never know. These stacks can work out really crazy, and
Well,
NIP to take the sweet time. Actually, I'm not sure. I think that bomber's going to go back.
Yeah, it will do, because Astra walked through the connector smoke and clears everything. She's like, guys, please don't walk over there. Come with me instead. There's nobody here. I can now set myself up. So when that bomb's down, she can be in a really close corner, farm up some money. It's $600 a kill on the MAC-10. And the person you want to be earning the money is your AWP.
Well, not moving a single inch. Which is, I think, quite fascinating because there is zero investment. You know, if you're Team Spirit, what can you save? Absolutely nothing. You just want to see if you can hunt maybe a weapon down if you can. Make it costly for NIP.
No, this is what they're doing here is they're denying what we just discussed. If you stay rooted, if you don't let the SMGs kill you, I mean, they are hunting, but the limited factor is if Zia falls here, jenkon will now fall as well. That's only 2 kills on the MAC-10s, which means it's only $1,200. If they all ran in, say they all walked past ASTRA and ASTRA killed like 3 of them, that would have been so much more detrimental to Team Spirit because it would have lined the pockets of NIP.
Now, though, Team Spirit, they get that up back out on the table. And, of course, Zia has been doing phenomenally so far. 15 and 8, Jammie also 20 in 11, which I think is absolutely nuts. But the same Spirit needs to come out here on the flip side as well. So far, control has been denied, but they do have that up on Zia. Has a good angle, and Kiara might be in a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, she spotted her. Just waiting patiently. Called in support. Is Jammie, missed shot. And Kiara, she's actually able to get out of there. If she wanted to, but she isn't.
Oh, I think the shoulder has been spotted. I think they have that intel up on Jammie. So with that, instantly, some fire. No peeking there for Team Spirit. And instead, NIP looking to perhaps creep through connector here.
Oh, what a flashbang. Oh, it's fantastic. Naomi goes one step further. Deals with Zia in amongst the windows. Now Tinker needs to try and stay alive and wait for Jammie's rotation. jenkon spotted. Oh, she's doing so much damage. Naomi triples up.
CT was being held for a second or two. And now Tinker makes things very tricky. Tags up pauliiee. Now all 3 of NIP are just a couple of HP combined. But jenkon is still so quick on that trigger. And it's actually very huge that they're able to survive with still 3 of them. Sure, it becomes a bit costly on some. But with now a couple of rounds, 1 in a row, the money is starting to get into a good spot. And they're actually going to be calling a tactical timeout here, which I really like. You know, even on the back of a win, you're not out of the woods just yet.
Yeah, get Toyo on the mic. So much experience in that coach slot as coach teams in Europe, in America. Has got a wealth of experience. Probably the justification for calling this is, look, we've gone from 10-5 to 10-8. We've just won the first gun round. Now we're going to be going up against a little bit of a half investment. Just group together. Make sure you don't allow Team Spirit to gain any of these rifles. Don't allow them any opportunity into this round. And that's the game plan for round number 19. You've got to shout out Naomi, though, because that was such an important quad kill. The fact that she's such low HP and takes so much space for NIP, it's invaluable.
Back on the pistols, it will have to be here for Team Spirit. So this is the opportunity for NIP to crawl back, make this flawless, give yourself a good buffer. Because I think once Team Spirit sort of get back on the table, have that money out and make it close again, that's when an extra bit of economy can really make the difference.
Oh. Nice try. But ASTRA deals with Jammie. This one's just a slow default, as it should be. For NIP, it's just dotting the I's and crossing the T's, making sure that the Deagles don't really find anything, grouping up, moving together for a final execute. There's actually 3 players for Team Spirit as they go searching in towards ramp. They're going to discover that no one's home, and that's because NIP are about to explode onto the B-bomb site.
They still have ASTRA lurking about as well. Not quite aware that those CTs has pushed. In case they want to go for a middle, then she can catch them. And now with an extra kill upon Moraltis, this is looking like a fairly easy round. A nice clean one as well for the time being. Now, how much more damage can Team Spirit do? They're just waiting here for an exit. pauliiee certainly is aware that that is where players could be sitting. And ideally, maybe if you're NIP, you want to sort of exit for the same choke point in order to be able to trade one another out. So far, majority goes the way of short. And then here, Naomi and pauliiee together do make a bit of noise, and now needs to be careful. That's the first and the second. Saya grabs both kills. Needs to be careful. You don't want to die to the bomb first. So there we go. Now that has exploded, get another free AK.
Yeah, decent job on the exit kills, but you got to be looking at the top of the screen. Team Spirit, it felt like they had a game plan. It felt like they did really well on that T side, but just lacking the same cohesion that we saw in the first half. NIP, they've got such experienced players. ASTRA, jenkon, they've been here before. They've been down the deficit. They know how to come back and build into games, and that's exactly what they've done on this T side. Another gun round, of course, for the CTs. Xayah on the AWP. 17 and 9, exciting to see what she can potentially provide. Deep incendiary being thrown in as well, allows Sunside to try and take the space with Tinker.
It is pretty insane to think of how, you know, the statistics are looking so favorable when it comes to Team Spirit, but look at the scoreline, because it is incredibly close for the time being. Now, looks to be an execute out on this B side, at least for 2 players, but it's all but lies. It's a fake, but Sunside does a good job of trying to shut down this A-ramp push, but they win it for the time being, so they get their player advantage. NIP is on its way to conquer A.
Yeah, now your players on B, that actually, wow, jenkon dealt with Moraltis. Well, now they can come through connector and support. Jammie, Xayah completely smoked off. Limited weaponry and limited funds. So it wouldn't surprise me if they go for a little bit of a save. I really would like that out of Team Spirit. That'd be very good discipline. Flashbang doesn't quite work, but pauliiee still finds the kill. Xayah, now it's so important you hold on to this premium.
Oh, well, she gets spotted, and we already have a player, actually 2 of them, pushing right up. She gets one, but unfortunately, that's all that she can get. So double digits, nothing safe for Team Spirit, and the money is a bit wonky. You have 2 players that only have about 3,500 left in the bank, so there can be a buy, but surely not an AWP. So, yeah, far from ideal here for Team Spirit. Some have to sacrifice in weaponry or util. So, you need to be careful. How are you going to be executing this next round? Because you've been losing 5 in a row right now.
Good start. Xayah finds Kiara. ASTRA now peeking in from Palace. Oh, trying to get the immediate trade. Waiting. Watching. Oh, nearly securing. She's been spotted. Has to get out of dodge. Sunside and Xayah nearly found her.
Now, honestly, Team Spirit could just be patient. Look where NIP want to crack into the halls, and now, so far, so good. Moraltis shuts down jenkon. So once again, a bit of time being bought here by Team Spirit. That's another kill right upon their lineup. Xayah with an amazing free kick there at the end. This is looking solid. They bounce back right at the perfect time.
Yeah, what an awesome round. Let's see this again from Xayah, because it all starts with her. She opens the show in towards middle, and then she closes it with a fantastic lineup. 4 in the round for her. It's a highlight reel for Team Spirit. And that is a much-needed round on the board. But it can't just be a flash in the pan. It needs to be a consistent entity for them, swinging out ASTRA narrowly. This is Sunside.
Throw in a bit of a lower smoke here, so Team Spirit and still continue to apply that pressure up on middle, looking to underpass, and then have Jammie as the backup on short. So you can see, NIP needs to take things a bit slower here as well. What's the strategy going to be? Still have that player up in Palace lurking about. So you could leave them there, but instead they want to see if they can group up here potentially.
It looks to be the play. You leave Jenkon in to come in very late in towards connector. NIP start to make their move. There's plenty of smokes and there's flashbangs. ASTRA's going to throw one here to clear out ramp because Team Spirit have been playing. But as soon as that goes out, that's information. And that means it's go time for NIP. They need to make a move now.
But you still have a Zaya up on the side. Tink at least is taken out, but Zaya, only good for one. So the numbers game is still in advantage of NIP. Bit of fire here to delay, and now Moraltis, Jammie need to group up with Moraltis creeping the long way around. Well, actually a bit hesitant. And not too sure what the plan is here. We have still Jammie who is in jungle hoping to go for something, but by the looks of Moraltis, I think it will be a save.
Yeah, this is the right decision. Low HP on Jammie, 2 versus 3, and again, the economy, it really is suffering. And the fact that they can't string consecutive rounds together is only going to hurt the finances further. And that was really well orchestrated by NIP. Smokes came in, flashes, and then the entry path in. What I really like there is the way they fanned out on the bomb site. Everyone was able to either trade or get a kill. Every angle was cleared within a matter of seconds. And you can tell how choreographed that was. They've been running that in scrims. They've been running that in practice. A lot of dry runs, and it really comes into effect.
Also, a little update on you guys over at home. We currently have first map on the other best of 3 being won by now for Javelin, 16-5. That was over on Mirage as well. That's in fact Guildstar map pick. So now up next will be Ancient for Na'Vi.
Damn, that's dominant. Really dominant from Na'Vi. Flashes in. We're all tied up. 11 apiece. Here, Incendiaries rain on over, trying to separate them, but Kiara, it's a drive-by and an instant trade. Sunside is lurking in the smoke, and she could undo everything. Works her way out. Bomb has been planted, still yet to reveal her position. Has dealt with ASTRA. Jammie also finds jenkon. Suddenly, it's a 2 versus 2.
The only kid is up on Sunset here, so she's going to be playing a very big factor, but the smoke is in the hands of Jammie. Now Sunset gets one, but it's traded immediately once again. Now the kid still up on the side, finally, well, they're looking to pick it up. There we go, Jammie has it, but oh man, the spray down coming out from Naomi. And every single time, you know, in one round, you have Kiara popping off, but Naomi, I think, on this map in particular, has been doing so much. Really stepping up here with 19 frags now.
Yeah, that was twin power. That was 2 kills from Kiara, and then Naomi clutches up. Really nice play from Sunside. Kind of sells her team a little bit, but it's for the greater good. Throws it into 1 versus 1 with Jammie, but Naomi knows all too well that it's going to be a full stick. Zaya in the AWP head-to-head comes out on top against ASTRA.
Already though, ASTRA took a hit, jenkon a bit tagged up. Far from ideal here as far as the beginning goes, because now it seems like we're getting into classic Mirage territory, very back and forth. And ultimately, you know, NIP don't have blank for days. Every single round is going to count now. It looks that they want to regroup. going towards B. 3 players up in apartments waiting, and then Kiara is going to be playing a pivotal part with those rotations.
Jammie drops the bomb. Oh, significant damage on towards pauliiee as well. And Mirage from bench. Here strikes Kiara. Good instant find, but the trade is immediate from Team Spirit. Jenkon thrown into the clutch, but there is too many players. B bomb site holds. Team Spirit equalize.
Oh, it's getting definitely down to the wire right now. NIP struggling right now. You can see how low that money is. Jenkon might even be in force territory. I think maybe just a pistol will be dropped over if they decide to go for something. But no, instead, no, it's going to be a full-on force. Even though it's only going to be 1 AK, they do at least have 2 more glills and upgraded pistols. And actually still a good chunk of utility around them. And looking to just go out as a unit, which I think is a very wise decision.
Oh, pop play. Just trying to overwhelm the bomb site. Sunside catches glimpses of players, but can't quite see. Xayah, though, will secure. And Tinker strikes in for one more. Bomb plant priority for NIP, but they overwhelm CT. But Xayah's still fighting, and Sunside is always from within. Team Spirit, it's an essential round. There's no bomb plant. There's no money for NIP.
Oh, now it's getting very, very scary. Team Spirit most likely are going to be setting up on 14, and that is when NIP needs to deliver. Just like what we saw, it is NIP sort of fighting to crawl back. The momentum sort of keeps being in favor of Team Spirit at the end of the day. And now, at least for this round, they can sort of sit back and relax, have that cash build up once again. And now NIP, what's the strategy going to be? Bag locks and 2 smokes and a few flashes. They're going to be lining them up once again towards A. They've been favoring it a lot. Just waiting for that fire to fade.
Yeah, it's going to be an overflow. Out in Palace, full blind. Sunside overwhelmed, but Tinker steps up to the plate. 3 kills with the A1S. Swaps to the P250 and even catches pauliiee on the fade. Kiara will trade. Has got the bomb on her back, can potentially punch in the digits, and that's vital. That's extra money, does get it. And in fact, repositions Jammie next to the chopping block. Kiara, no way, surely not. Mirage is up and over. That was expensive. That was really expensive for Team Spirit.
Oh, for a second, I believed maybe it could have been done. Obviously, there was no investment, so the lack of armor here, for example, definitely makes things difficult for NIP. But they made it close. They got a bit of extra cash in the bank, and now they can comfortably buy. Maybe, if you want, you can even have ASTRA up on an orb, but they go for full-on AKs, prioritize that util first. Now, what's the plan going to be? There's no timeout being called. They're just going to be going straight on in and hope that it's going to be good enough.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Would have loved to have seen a timeout come in for NIP to discuss, make sure everyone's on the same page. Instead, it's a little bit more of a default. Bomb making its way through towards B this time. Okay, so it's fake A smokes. You're going to send pauliiee through on her own to see what she can achieve. Try and pull as many rotations, divert. As soon as she takes contact, which she has, that's going to be the trigger for NIP to go into apartments. Mirage deals with the first. And Jammie, look at this off angle. And Xayah is even here to help out.
They go back, though. Sunside has a feeling, wanted to peek into ramp instead, but goes on back. Not too sure what the presence is about. And surely you need to make sure that middle isn't completely compromised now. That timing, not quite working out for NIP. They just have to wait it out for now. Sunside goes for a peek. The timing might just be perfect, but no, instead, jenkon lands the headshot. And this might be the opening here for A, but there's still 2 players lurking about.
But Molly cuts off the vision for Xayah. But you've got to be careful about short. Naomi deals with Tinker in CT, and that allows space. Jammie lines up 2, and you've got to remember that Naomi and pauliiee are quite low.
Place the bomb well planted. pauliiee is going to be playing a very key factor, waiting out in ramp. There is no Molotov to deal with that firebox position of Naomi here as well. The time will be of the essence. Who's going to be peeking first, though? They're going to be trying to swing in together. pauliiee, in fact, grabs the both of them. And this is one hell of a clutch. It needed to come out right here, right now. But NIP have secured it.
That was the last possible moment that Team Spirit could have got on the bomb. Jammie was playing body block, and the swing comes in from wide. It pulls the crosshair over and allows pauliiee to strike. The fake A play didn't work out, but in fact, it was the final destination. And in the 1 versus 2, look, crosshair pulled over, pauliiee strikes. 14-13, no money for Team Spirit.
It's super scary. Because that means most likely 14-14 is going to be up on the table. And then which way is the coin going to be flipping? It is so tight. And now, NIP once again. Make no noise, make no sound. Just slowly discover the map. Where are those CTs hiding? We've seen a stack come out. So they want to be sure that they're not going to be walking into somewhat of a similar affair. But Team Spirit actually looking to scatter a bit of information, have Sunside peek into ramp. But middle is completely open.
It's going to be a split here. Straight through the connector smoke. Xayah holding for a stairs peek. Are there going to be any flashes, or is it going to be pure contact? Pure contact. So Xayah has got no idea. Moraltis dealt with on the flank. Naomi finds Tinker. Suddenly, everything is slotting into place. One casualty, that's not the end of the world. Jammie, now with her hand cannon, looking to provide more damage and despair to NIP, and will find Jenkon.
Looking to get into ramp, maybe for another exit. Obviously, there was another casualty already there. So maybe there's something still to be gathered. But at the end of the day, NIP, they've done what needed to be done. 14-14. And now, ultimately, both teams want to get that 15, at least secure an OT. But man, it would be so rough if Team Spirit is this close and then they're going to be losing it. But never say never, because they definitely could still come back. The money is in a good spot once more. Xayah back on an orb, on the way to perhaps a 30 bomb.
Historically, really good at Mirage. When playing under the banner of MVP, before they became Team Spirit, it was 16-13 loss against Enigma Galaxy. Then they beat Astralis just the other week on this map, 16-8. They're really showing their pedigree here, Team Spirit. And now with the full buy, NIP are going to be really tested. But which way will that pendulum swing? It's passive in middle, expectant of a push. Instead, it's a crossfire between short and connector. And there is a player in window. That one is Jammie. But she's playing anti-flash. She's playing really tucked. She's waiting in case there's a boost from NIP.
NIP is not really giving them anything. Instead, it's going to be a bit of a B fake here. At least deploying a lot of util forces out. Here on Moraltis.
Oh, this is clever. I think they're going to do it again. So I think they're faking B, and then they're going to relayer the smokes and go in at the second time of asking.
There we go. Now, how is Moraltis going to be dealing with this? pauliiee takes out Xayah, and suddenly pressure is up ahead. That's 2 kills already. And now Team Spirit, there is 0 money left in your banks. Are you going to be going for this?
No, you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. And they're not. You can see they're already pulling away, peeling away from the B bomb site. Jammie, that is an overcommitment and a half. That is your premium player losing the A1S. But let's just pause. Let's just take a moment to think about how clever that execute is from NIP. Because they've done fakes before. However, this time, it's a recommitment. And they are just not ready. Even changing the directions of where the smokes land. It was in towards short. That was originally the barrier. This time, the smoke goes in towards market window. It cuts off Zaya, her AWP. Flashbang goes over the top. You're not ready if you're Team Spirit. And the entries come in a blink of an eye. 15-14. And look at the money that Team Spirit are working with. They need to win this round to force it to overtime to survive on their map pick.
Yeah, honestly, that round was also on the back of Team Spirit being very passive. So the lack of mid presence and therefore just the lack of information. They couldn't have a read on whether that was a fake or not. Just had to sit on tight. But they left Moraltis pretty much all by herself. And by the time the short peek came about, it was both of them gone. Now, once again, very little commitment when it comes down to middle, but they at least win this player over towards Palace.
Yeah, they compromised. A1S is over utility. And it has worked out because they've gone aggressive. This time you can see that Sunside is going to remain in towards Palace. You've got Moraltis up high on balcony on B. And NIP will now regroup, reset, and try and take middle control.
Take things very, very slow. Slowly creeping actually out of that smoke. And so far, no one is actively holding it. So there is a lot of space to be gathered up here. And now, how aware is Team Spirit that this is compromised? We do see that Zaya is backing off in CT for the time being. And now Tinker completely blind. That means Zaya needs to activate. But so far, it's only Tinker that can do a little bit. 1 kill at least back. But there's a player advantage now in favor of Nib. Make it 2.
That's so sick. That's so impressive from NIP. The fact that they go full contact, aware of the player in Palace, and ASTRA's just holding the entire time whilst the flashbang goes over. NIP. It is methodical. It is ridiculously impressive. And Team Spirit, whilst they try their very best, it goes the full 30 and concentration faces aplenty. NIP win map 1, 16-14.